How you doing, YouTube? Prolific Valet is joining the YouTube family. Today, I'm Elijah Franklin. This is my partner, Zachary Shirt. We're co-founders of Prolific Valet. And today we just came here. We're just telling you guys exactly how we got started.
So where do you want to start with this, Eli? There's a good amount of places that we can start with this one.
Firstly, I'll say, how did we meet?
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead on that one.
So we met at another valet company. It's actually kind of crazy because I worked at two other companies before this, and somehow I happened to join back on the company that I worked for, and Elijah, he was working there, and we just hit it off. We were out there running the lot. It was actually Krog Street Market in Atlanta, Georgia. We were out there for how long?
Close to 6 months to a year? At least.
Yeah, about 6 months for a year.
Yeah,
6 months for a year running that thing, making sure everything was good at Krog.
It was hectic out there.
It was
crazy.
Absolutely. And this was pre-COVID, by the way. Pre-COVID, so everything was open.
Yep.
Everybody was coming in to eat. It was always busy.
Yep.
And too, I feel like it rained every single time.
We got some stories on that. We'll probably say that, but man, we had some times where the box will flip over. Like I said, we'll say that for another time.
That was absolutely horrible.
It was nuts.
That day.
It was nuts. Yeah.
That was absolutely horrible. And I remember me and Eli we were always talking about opening our own valet company.
Yeah.
It was during those times where we were like, man, we need to open our own. Well, what was the reason for it? The box fell while we wanted to open our own.
Yeah, we seen the money was good. We seen all the money, and then we had access to our owner's like Square account. So I'm not going to disclose all that, but it was some numbers. I'll just leave it at that. And I'm like, dude, like this is something that we can run. We have great personalities, great customer service, almost better than our bosses in a way. And he just didn't treat everybody the right way. When he knew somebody was a weak link, he would cuss at them, just talk to them any kind of way. Kind of like poor working conditions in a way. I know we're in America, so there's really no poor working conditions, but in our standard, in our view. And we kind of want to bring a godly light into the whole industry. So that's what we see where we can improve. We're still developing on that. We're still working on that. But that's our whole vision.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. And we just wanted to, we believe that we could valet people, have that customer service, and we believe that we could run our own valet operation. We just didn't know the back end to it, the insurance and all that type of stuff.
Just being an entrepreneur in general, like it's never as easy as it seems. You want to almost have like childlike faith because you just want to get into it. But at the same time, if you knew all the back end stuff, you probably wouldn't even want to start. So I'm glad we started when we did. We were children, we were kids when we started, but it's a lot tougher than what it seems. A lot tougher. So you got to have God in your corner to do this.
Yeah, you do. You got to have God, and you got to have realistic expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Because so many times I thought, man, I just want to start my own valet company. It's going to be easy. It's going to be, all we got to do is get one lot, and we're going to be good. That's all we need.
That's all. And the thing is, as we're growing, it's always one more lot. So you always want to keep growing, but I'm glad we did get that first lot,
I'm glad we did. And from the time that we worked at Krog, there was a 2-year period where me and you, I didn't valet because I went to work for my granddad.
Yep.
And me and Eli still kept in communication.
Yep.
And
that was during the pandemic when it first started.
Yep, that was during the pandemic. And then I messed up because we started our company in 2019.
Yeah.
So we got the LLC, we got all that, and then on our Facebook, I wasn't really thinking about the whole bigger picture, but I posted something that me and Eli did at an event on Facebook at one of our events, and our first event was February 1st.
Yeah, somewhere around
2020.
2020, yeah.
Yep. And I have a timestamp of that. But I messed up because I texted our previous owner that I worked for. Eli was still working for him at the time. And I think I encouraged him or said something along the lines of "I hope you're doing good," and then that sparked him going to our Facebook page
and seeing the event.
Saw the event, saw Eli.
Got on the phone, cussed me out. Hey man, why didn't you? What do you say? Why didn't you just tell me? I would have worked this thing out. Like I knew you were gonna do exactly like this. Cuss me out, do all this extra. And I said, hey, am I still on the team? He said, I'll call you back, let you know. Never got that call back. So we knew how that was.
So I got him fired.
Yeah, basically.
I got him fired.
And like every human, I felt some kind of way. But after me and my mom, we prayed. We really did. We realized I wouldn't have had the guts to tell him, hey, I need these weekends off. Because at the time I was going to school, I couldn't work during the week, so I could only work on the weekends. And I didn't know how to say, hey, I need every weekend off for these events. Because we were starting to get some events coming in. It was cheap events, but we had some stuff coming in. So it all worked out. But then we want to tell you about how we got our first location. Was that?
Yeah, so it is an interesting story with that too, because one of my friends,
he also worked with us at that lot.
Yeah.
For a very short time, but he was there.
He did, and we actually wanted him to be a part of this company.
Yep.
We actually...
Some stuff happened.
Yeah. I remember at Whole Foods, because we were all sitting at Whole Foods, and it was like the very, very beginning.
Yep.
And we were all basically... I kind of brought him on, and you just accepted it. I was like, hey, can he come with us? Can he grow this with us? You're like, yeah, let's do it. Because it was at the beginning stages.
Yeah.
And, we just wanted all the help that we could get. And fast forward, probably a couple weeks from that Whole Foods meeting, he told us about an app called Thumbtack. And his brother put him on, and then he told me about it. And then so I told Eli, we posted our company on Thumbtack. That's how we got our first event. And then about a couple months later, the owner of Nana's Chicken and Waffles inquired about us having Valet there. And so I remember to this day, I was at my granddad's, and I screamed and I was running around, Eli, we got a lot. Eli, we got a lot.
Yep.
Like, we got to get this thing.
Yep.
And so we just kind of went back and forth right there. Somehow, when was it? We were messaging back and forth. It wasn't a for sure go at all.
I remember it was rocky because he hit us up, I think a week before we were supposed to start. And literally that whole week, he wasn't responding at all.
Yep.
And it was that night, I'm kind of like down in the dumps. I'm just in my room. Room is closed, doors, lights are off. I'm praying. I'm just like almost in tears, like, golly, I wanted this bad. Because I haven't worked in so long during that pandemic. I just wanted to work. And so he was calling. I turned my phone off. I was in the dumps. It was turned off. So this guy, he DMs my mom. He DMs my mom and tells her to call me. And so that's how I found out. So she came up to me and like, y'all got the lot. I'm like, what? And so it was just crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we gotta
know.
And what he's talking about when I messaged him, it was that Sunday.
It was the night before we were supposed to go out.
Yeah. And that Friday, I told my granddad I was leaving and I got a Valet lot. And so everybody was congratulating me.
And you didn't even know what was going on.
We didn't even know. We acted on
straight
faith that we got this lot. Because now thinking back at the end of the day, I packed up my office and packed up everything. Everybody was congratulating me on an account I didn't even have at the time. But
nuts.
That Sunday, I messaged the owner and was like, hey.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I said, what did I say? I said, we're ready to come valet in the morning. And he said, I'll see you in the AM. And then that's when I texted his mom.
Best text ever.
Yeah, best. I think it was at 9 o'clock at night. 9 o'clock at night. And I was over here thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go back to my granddad's.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to be humiliated going back because I need a job, I need money, and I already packed up everything. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess tomorrow I go back to my granddad's, which is a great establishment, but I just wanted to start my own thing.
Yeah.
But he texted us at 9 at night, said, see you in the AM. Then I went crazy trying to get in touch with Eli because he was over there. I know he was in prayer.
I was in
like
dumps.
A monk.
Yeah, literally.
So I had to make sure that I got in communication with him.
So yeah, so and then the last craziest story that we had starting off this company, the hardest part, first of all, to put this in perspective, to start a valet company is to get the insurance to cover everything. A lot of people don't know that, but we called through probably like 3-4 weeks, calling persistently trying to get an insurance company. We finally got one, and we kept them for a full year. But the crazy part is when we finally switched over, the new insurance company told us that the old insurance company never covered any of our lots, none of our private events. So not only were we paying for nothing, we were also never covered if something did happen. So
it was written up for a 5-mile radius of Eli's house.
Of my house. So obviously we don't valet any cars at my house. So
once we left the neighborhood,
it was wraps.
That was it. But all the insurance companies said that you have to have a history of insurance. So it doesn't make sense when you're a new valet company looking for insurance, and all of them are saying, hey, you need a history. Well, how can I get a history if I can't even get an insurance company?
It's nuts.
So by the grace of God, we found an insurance company and they put us on. They didn't write us up correctly, but at least they gave us that year of history. Yeah,
something to show. So yeah, it worked out. Yeah,
it worked out. All those Rolls Royces that we parked, none of it was insured.
Our first event, we had 3 Rolls Royces. I think it was nuts.
First event, three Rolls Royces. We thought we were covered. Everything was good. Doing good business. Which, we took care of it. Everything was good. Your dad came out for that one.
My dad came out for that one. That was good.
His dad has the customer service of a king.
Oh, yeah.